Town Meeting 101, or everything you always wanted to know about town meeting but were afraid to ask. My name is Miranda Jones. I am the Town of Wayland's moderator. So what is town meeting? There are 50 cities and 301 towns in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Cities are run by mayors and city councils. Towns, on the other hand, typically have select boards and finance committees and either a town manager or a town administrator. Town meeting is a town's legislative body. What's open town meeting? Wayland is an open town meeting town. There are over 250 open town meeting towns in Massachusetts. Open town meeting is when the town meeting members are made up of all the registered voters of the town. Any Wayland registered voter may participate in both the deliberative and voting process at town meeting. In comparison, representative town meeting is where town voters elect representatives to represent them in town meeting, and then the town meeting members participate and vote at town meeting. What's so special about town meeting? First of all, town meeting only occurs in the 6 New England states. Second, town meeting is the purest form of democracy there is. What kind of matters are handled at town meeting? Everything from the town's budget to authorizing spending on a variety of capital projects, to changing zoning laws, to creating new bylaws, to a wide variety of matters. While there are certain standard matters that we see every year at town meeting, there will also be new and different matters to vote on every year. Are all open town meetings in Massachusetts run the same? Not at all. State law has certain requirements, and every town has its own bylaws. And then moderators have a lot of discretion as to how they run their respective town meetings. Over the years, every open town meeting has developed its own kind of unique town meeting. So where did town meeting come from? The colonialists started town meeting in Massachusetts. Dorchester is officially recognized as having the first town meeting in 1633. However, other towns such as Plymouth and Weymouth claim to have had town meetings prior to then. Wayland's first town meeting was in 1639, back when it was still a part of the town of Sudbury. Wayland has been its own town since 1780. How often does town meeting happen? There is an annual town meeting that typically happens in the spring. In Wayland, it usually occurs in April or May. Sometimes a special town meeting might also be held, which typically would happen in the fall or the early winter. So who decides what's going to be voted on at town meeting? The select board is empowered with creating the warrant. What's a warrant? A warrant is a booklet that has all the town meeting articles for that year's town meeting. The warrant should be viewed as simply an agenda of all the items that will be deliberated and voted on at that year's town meeting. Each article in the warrant is considered an agenda item. And so where do these warrant articles come from? The select board puts articles into the warrant to be heard at town meeting, and other town boards routinely do as well. Additionally, a town resident, if they get enough people to support it, can also file articles at town meeting. That is known as a petitioner's article. So how does a Wayland resident get a copy of this warrant? The town mails the warrant to every household in Wayland 2 weeks prior to annual town meeting or to a special town meeting. Can a resident bring up an article at town meeting? No. Every item that is discussed and voted on at a town meeting has to be included in that year's warrant. The purpose of the warrant is to put the town on notice of what will be voted on at that year's town meeting. In another video, you will learn how the select board puts the town meeting together, including the time frame involved to create the warrant and all the preliminary hearings that occur prior to annual town meeting. So how long does town meeting last? In Wayland, historically, town meeting has lasted 2 nights since we implemented electronic voting about 15 years ago. Please know that Wayland was the first open town meeting town in Massachusetts to utilize electronic voting. Can I participate in town meeting from home or if I am traveling? No. Unfortunately, state law requires open town meetings to be held in person. However, Wayland is the first town that has filed a home rule petition with our state's legislature to allow our town to use remote participation at town meeting. This is in the works as we speak. If the select board puts together the warrant, what does the moderator do? A moderator's main function is to oversee town meeting pursuant to Massachusetts state law. While it is the select board's responsibility to pull town meeting together, someone impartial needs to actually run the meeting. That is the moderator. The moderator is an elected position. In Wayland, it is a 3-year term. I was elected for the first time in 2023, and I am the first woman to be elected as moderator in Wayland's history. I hope you found this video informative. Please look for other upcoming videos that will hopefully answer all the questions you have about town meeting.